Hey y'all, hey! So it's Miko and this is On The Go. We are going to be doing a makeup tutorial today. So we're going to go from drab to fab in a little bit less than 10 minutes. So this is really good, quick look if you need to get out the door but want to be presentable. You don't have a lot of time to take on getting ready. So if you are interested in seeing how I got this quick look, stay tuned, girl.
All right, jumping right in, we're going to start with the concealer. We're going to highlight the areas of the face that the sun would naturally illuminate your skin, which would be underneath the eyes, along the chin, down the bridge of your nose, and the forehead. I usually tend to skip that area since I have a natural highlight there all the time, seems like. And we'll just go ahead and blend that in later on after we move on to our contour. And we're done. Just kidding. So moving into the contour, we're going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Contour Palette. I'm using that center shade on the bottom, and we are going to contour and create shadows in the hollows of our cheeks, along the jawline, and our temples. Blend that in really good. And no worries, it's messy now, but we're going to go in and blend it seamlessly with our beauty blender. This is a damp beauty blender. I usually just dampen it with regular water. I use the butt of the blender to blend the contour and the tip of the blender to blend in the highlighter. Did get a little bit dry there, so I just sprayed it and kept on moving. So now we're going to move into our eyeshadow. I'm just going to do one color. I use a transition color, so something that's going to be it's almost like contouring your eyelids, really. And we're just going to sweep that across the crease, both the eyes. And I usually do the eyeshadow first before the concealer, but keep it moving. So next we're going to set the under eye. We're using the Mercier translucent deep powder. And we're going to use, I use a different beauty blender for this, blow off the excess and set the concealed or highlighted areas, which would be under the eyes, the bridge of the nose, and the chin. Then I'm going to take that powder brush and take some more powder and brush off the excess. Now we're following with our face powder. This is MAC, and we're going to first press the powder all over the remaining areas of the face. And then we'll go back in with the powder brush, and then we'll swirl all over the face, and that's going to remove the excess powder that you just pressed into the face. So give you a nice kind of smooth blended look. Okay, so don't talk about me, y'all. This is the Covergirl Queen Collection Ebony bronzer that has been discontinued. Nobody can find. I love it. I've had it for a long time, so you can clearly see. So I'm just going over all the areas where we contoured with the cream contour. This is going to kind of bring it kind of back to the front since we put the powder, the face powder over top. So we have our contour. Next we're moving into the blush. This is the Berry Amore Blush Trio by Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to use that far left color. And we're just going to put that right on top of the bronzer to give our cheeks a little color and pop. Now, if you see that it's a little too bold, you can always follow up with your powder brush and soften that up a little bit. We don't want to walk around looking like a clown girl. So next is the highlighter. We're using Anastasia. I just realized there's a lot of her products used here. I use everything, but going in with the highlighter, and we are going to put that right on top of the blush to bring a little shine, a little gleam to the high points of our cheeks. I also like to kind of brush it upward, so I have that little brow bone highlight as well, and down the bridge of the nose. I'm going to take a smaller brush to also highlight the inner corner or tear duct area of my eyes to brighten that up a little bit. I'll also retouch that brow bone and the cupid's bow of the top lid. So this is what I realized. I didn't have my eyeliner with me, but it's okay. I'm going to go back and get it. And there we go. This is drugstore L'Oreal Silk Semi. I'm pronouncing it wrong, I'm sure, but it's really good. I like this one for the waterline because for me it actually lasts all day. I have a hard time finding one that doesn't fade as the day goes on, but this one is pretty good, and it's drugstore, which is a plus. So it's only maybe like $7 or $8. So yeah. the liner in, that's when it starts to come together. So now we're going to move on to the brows. We're going to start by brushing these bushes. I need to really get them threaded, so disregard the kind of disheveled look of them. I'm going in with the brow pencil. This is from Benefits. It's got a great angle to it, so you can really get in and shape the brow on one end. I start from the middle of the front of the brow, not the very front of the brow, because if you do that, they can come out really harsh. So you want to make sure that your brows are darker toward the end of your brow and lighter toward the front of the brow. So as you see here, I'm just going in to fill in after I've outlined the brow, and then in the front, I'm just going to do some upward strokes. And don't worry, I'll go in and kind of blend that all in. So we're just going to do that on the other side. I do usually prefer to have a more dominant brow. I do have naturally thick brows, and so when you put the product on it, it just has a full effect, and I don't mind it. So, yeah, getting a little toasty in there. So, if you prefer a lighter brow, definitely do that, or maybe try a thinner brow pencil and just kind of draw the hair strokes in. So now we're going to move on to blending in that brow product. So you want to brush straight up toward the front and then smooth the product in along the length of the brow. I like this brow pencil because it does have the spoolie on one side and the angled pencil on the other side. So, and it's in color number 5. So now we are going to move on to spraying our face. So I love this. This is Mario Badescu's Rose Water Spray. It makes you feel like $1,000,000. And what this actually does is help blend all of the products on your face together. Take the powdery look away. So you do want to make sure that it is dry. So you fan away, girl. Now at this point, what I like to do when the face is still a little damp is just take those brushes and reapply the bronzer, the blush, and the highlight, just to make those pop a little bit more. Because as you're piling on the different powder products, you can sometimes get lost. And so going back over those while still a smidge damp from the spray will help. Now this is a brow setting gel. Really like it. It's clear. It's also from Benefit, so it's going to help lay those hairs down, girl, and keep them in place. So now we're going to move on to mascara. This is Too Faced Better Than Sex, one of my favorite mascaras. So we are going to figure this out. We're going to go ahead and brush on the lashes. I like to do underneath first, brushing straight up, and then you can go over the tips of the lash as well, and go ahead and coat those bottom lashes too. This was a struggle for me, y'all, to do this in the video with this little handheld compact. I'm used to a giant magnifying mirror to make sure I really get in there. You do want to try to look down while you are putting on your mascara on the top lash, and make sure that you're wiping out the excess. The worst thing, or the last thing you want to do, is put too much on there, then it gets all goopy, and then you blink, and then you have mascara all over your cheeks. That's just not a hot look. Now, if that does happen, quick tip that some of you may or may not know, be sure to let it dry first, and then take a Q-tip or, a piece of tissue or something and wipe it away. But don't immediately try to wipe it away, otherwise you're just going to smear it all over your face and then mess up your makeup. So definitely let it dry first if that happens. So we are getting toward the end here. We're going to line our lips. This is Night Moth, which is from MAC. And so what I'd like to do is start by lining my top lip. I start at the Cupid's bow. I try to get very precise with this. And then after that, I just kind of blot my lips together. It gives me an outline for the bottom lip. I do have a fuller bottom lip than my top lip. So this works for me. If I did it the opposite way, because the bottom lip is so full, it would overline my top lip and look funky. So in this particular lip look, I'm going to go ahead and fill in my lips to make it look more opaque. So this is Colored Rain, I forget the name of the shade, but I'll put it in the description box. So again, taking off the excess, I start again at the Cupid's bow, and I fill in the bottom middle of the lip and blot so that it can transfer to the bottom, and then I go back and focus on the outside edges. That way I have minimal amount of product on the brush around the perimeter of the lips, and so we make sure it's not bleeding. I did go ahead and redip for the bottom lip because, again, I have a full bottom lip, and I want to make sure that the coverage is opaque down here. And just take your time. Make sure you're using a mirror. If you do happen to mess up with that, you can go in with either some concealer or your foundation. Do not blot. Just let that dry first. Some formulas will let you do that, but not all. So just don't blot. Now we're going to go back with a liquid eyeliner. I use felt tip always, it's just easier. And we're going to line that lash line just to make the eyes pop a little bit more. Again, I usually have my magnified mirror, so I was a little nervous. I did not want to mess this up. So I just did a regular line, no wing or anything like that. And this felt tip makes it very easy to do. Just do small strokes and take your time. And we're done. Now this is a quick look. I hope you like it. And now for the infamous slow-mos.
Very simple and quick, maybe 10 minutes max. This video took a little bit longer because, yeah, this is my first makeup video, and let me tell you, these ring lights are pretty dang hot. And then when you have a little one in the corner who keeps knocking the ring light and all of that, it's craziness, but that's what mommies do, and we get it done no matter what. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also be sure to hit the little bell so you know when I upload the next video. Until then, be fabulous, and I will see you on the next journey on the go with Miko. To Drab, no. To Fab, honey, yes. Stop recording! Sheesh. Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button. Duh.
Oh.
Christopher? What you doing? Huh? What you doing?
I had cracker.
You want cracker?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You worked up an appetite? Christopher? You worked up an appetite?
Yeah.
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 Hey, Christopher. I love you.
Yeah, you.
Oh, my baby.